Joined via Skype by SABC assignment editor Njanji Chauke, who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in 2004 as part of a Discovery 7 summit expedition. Njanji, thank you so much for joining us. Now, what does it take to be physically and psychologically ready for climbing?
Thanks, Lulu, for having me. Obviously, it takes a lot of mental and physical preparation. I remember in 2004, just before we could go to Kilimanjaro, we had to embark on a lot of training in terms of doing a lot of running, doing strength training, going up the stairs there in Westcliff. Some of the people went as far as to the Drakensberg to climb the mountain, as well as a Table Mountain. And obviously, before heading out there to Kilimanjaro, there was a medical clearance that one had to get first before embarking on that majestic mountain called the Great Mountain of Africa.
Now, Njanji, let's look at the nutritional side of things in terms of any sporting activity, having the right diet, the right amount of food. You know, it's crucial in terms of the choices that you make to prepare your body. You know, take us through that process, because I know you're a very active person. Just give us the details of what you had to go through and what some of the people who are tracking currently in terms of what their body should be looking like and what in terms of the intensity that they will be going through.
Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is almost like tackling a comrades marathon. The only difference is that Mount Kilimanjaro, it's almost 6,000 above sea level. But in terms of the diet, obviously you have to tap into your high-calorie diet. You have to eat a lot of pasta, a lot of potatoes, as well as a lot of veggies, because during a climb, your system actually taps into your glycogen stores, you know. So in the weeks and days leading up to the climb, you must have made sure that you ate enough carbohydrates or a high-calorie diet. That was your basic diet. It's almost like you're going on a very long trip, and if you go on a long trip in your car, you obviously have to fill up the tank. So that high-calorie diet is almost like filling up your tank for that long journey.
Njanji, take us through your experience when you climbed and summited Mount Kilimanjaro in 2004, your preparation and how it felt to reach the top of the mountain.
Well, it happened 13 years ago. I was much younger, much stronger. I still remember at the time I used to go to gym twice a day. I used to go to gym early in the morning, and then probably if I knock off early, I'll go to gym again in the evening. So I went to Kilimanjaro when I was really at the peak of my life and also at my fittest, you know. Yeah, but it takes a lot of mental preparation, physical preparation as well. I still remember even before embarking on the expedition, I had to undergo some serious examination. Even 3 days before I could go and climb the mountain, I had to go and see the doctor again, just to make sure that I don't even have traces of flu or anything. Because the more you climb, it taxes your system, and then because the higher you go, the lesser the oxygen. So you actually get these massive headaches. Some people go as far as vomiting. I still even remember myself. I had those massive headaches at one stage. I didn't even think I was going to reach the summit, but we did manage.
Now, Njanji, just speaking of the massive strain that the body takes as you climb the mountain, and you mentioned that it was 13 years ago, but just going back to last year, where South Africa lost veteran race car driver Gugu Zulu while he was attempting to summit Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, this year we've seen his wife Ditseho embarking on the same mission. Now, what sort of mental and emotional preparation does one have to undergo in light of the risk of death? You've mentioned that you went through for final checkups literally days before going through to start climbing the mountain. Just take us through that process.
Every expedition, when people go, they normally have about two doctors with them, and also other support medical teams in the crew. I still remember even ourselves, we had two doctors because there were other people that couldn't make it to the top. I remember one guy, actually he passed away years later. He started having fits during the climb. One of the nights we were sleeping and we just heard someone screaming, and
we seem to have lost Njanji Chauke there, who is SABC assignment editor, and he was just giving us an update and taking us through the intensity and the process that everyone who is climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to summit Mount Kilimanjaro, it takes a lot of hard work, and psychologically and physically, and unfortunately we lost him there, because I would have liked to ask him why he has never returned. It's 13 years later, as he mentioned, maybe the fact that he was a lot younger 13 years ago. Time now for a quick break.